Okay, welcome to Positivity is the Way to Go. He is the mastermind behind Real Beer Sports, the Orioles, and the Ravens website. He's a podcaster as well. Welcome our guest today, Charles Harris. How's it going, man?
How's it going, Dion? Mister, the positivity is the way to go.
Well,
There.
y'all have a big game today in Baltimore. That a lot of people are going to be tuning into because your starter is 2-4 in the playoffs, and he the only Super Bowl, he the only MVP that hasn't won a Super Bowl.
It's January. It's January. That's how it is. There's no other complaints about Lamar. There's no more. He can't throw the ball. He can't. It's right now.
Well,
And
he
John
ha-
Harbaugh's under a lot of pressure today too, for sure.
he got to beat Mahomes. That they go until he slay the giant. Everybody gonna have critics until he get the job done. Because I think the next round they gonna play Buffalo. Buffalo gonna beat Denver, and then I think Kansas City gonna play LA. So I think he got to beat Josh, and then he got to beat Patrick in order to get to the Super Bowl. And the thing is, the Ravens are a better matchup for Buffalo than Kansas City, but they have Derrick Henry, so he could take pressure off him. If he can't get it done with Derrick Henry, I don't know what to say. Because he has had 2,000 yard seasons in 2 seasons. He the only running back have ever done that.
I agree. I agree. We kind of thought this last year. That's why we're really excited here in Baltimore because we really thought last year was our year. We had the home field, best record in the AFC, and they came up short. And feeling good today. I mean, against the Steelers in particular, the Steelers. I think their offense is very productive.
Well, well, I was watching the ESPN post-season countdown, and they talking about using the package for Justin Fields. So y'all should beat them. Russell Wilson, he is washed, and they're gonna have a Justin Fields package. So I think y'all should dominate today. If y'all don't win today, then I don't know what to say. But let's get to the interview. What are your thoughts about the Baltimore Orioles?
A little bit disappointing offseason. I think a lot of fans were expecting more. Corbin Burns leaving is bad. I think they're still a good team, but they're still a little bit behind the Yankees, not elite team. They're kind of like in that good category. I did tiers on the channel. They're like Mets, Yankees, elite. Orioles are in the good category. Good playoff team, but not elite. Should have done more in the offseason. Couldn't keep Burns. Um, didn't really sign a good starter to replace them, kind of like middling starters. Uh, yeah, kind of in the good category, but like 85, 90 wins, something like that.
Well, y'all saying Charlie Morton, he 41 years old. He had a good season with the Braves, but y'all only sent him on a 1 year deal. I don't know why do you think they let Corbin Burns go? Why do you think they let him go?
They were never going to sign Burns. It was too expensive for him. I think when you have in baseball, especially, he was the number one pitching free agent in all of baseball. He got a 7 year deal, I think, for what was it, 210. That wasn't going to happen. I think the Orioles are really going to stick with 3 year deals. Everything we've done is 1 year, 2 year deals. We don't have a deal for Adley Rushman. We still don't have a deal for Gunnar Henderson. Um, so yeah, it's going to be some short term deals. I think. I don't think they're going to spend that kind of money on that.
Well, how do you think they're gonna beat the Yankees then? Because guess what, the Yankees are the evil empire. They got Aaron George. They got rid of Juan Soto. He's signed with the Mets because of $5 million. Crazy, to be honest. But how do you think y'all gonna beat New York? They got playing Max Fried. They got Cody Bellinger from the Chicago team where I'm at, the North Side team, and they got Aaron Judge, and they still got Giancarlo Stanton. He hit home runs. He's really good in the playoffs, but the thing is, how you expect to beat them when y'all act like a small market team, which y'all are?
Mhm.
But how do you expect to beat them? Because they're the leaders in the clubhouse for the division. Because the Red Sox and the Blue Jays, I don't see them doing anything. The Blue Jays suspect. They got to San Guerrero Jr. So
Blue
what are
Jays
your
are terrible.
expectations?
You're never going to beat the Yankees if you're going to spend more money than the Yankees. Never, ever, ever, ever. So you could just cross that right out. The only way you can beat the Yankees is do what they've been doing. good minor league system. They had a very good young players, Gunnar, Adley, Jackson Holiday's coming up, Kobe Mayo. That's how you're going to beat the Yankees. You're never going to outspend. That's never going to happen. So the only way you beat the Yankees, the Rays are even better example of that all these years. Tampa Bay, they spend even less money than the Orioles, but minor league players, et cetera, et cetera. Zach Eflin was a guy that came from you're never going to beat them in terms of money. It's just never going to happen. Yankees just now getting back too. They had some bad choices, Stanton, et
Well,
cetera. Yeah,
Well, I think the Yankees haven't won no championship in 2009, but I think Baltimore, y'all had a window. I think y'all window closing because y'all played Texas in the championship game in the American League. I think y'all could be a playoff team, but that losing to Texas, that really killed y'all because Texas went on to win the World Series. I think that was y'all window. That was your opportunity because now the Dodgers are too good. Ain't nobody beating them at all. I think they're gonna repeat. And I think Baltimore is a playoff team, but I think y'all gonna get knocked out in the first round, in the wild card round, because
I don't.
y'all
I
don't have
Go ahead.
y'all have Grayson Rodriguez, but y'all banking on young players to win. And the thing is, you need veteran. Y'all got young stars, but they're not ready for the moment yet. That's like the Ravens that Lamar Jackson had to grow into immature, and then he started winning big games.
Right, right, and I think that you're right about the Orioles in the playoffs. Just not quite up to the moment yet. Um, I think that just has to happen. You got to get over that hump if you're going to go ahead and do that. Yankees haven't won since 2009. Orioles haven't won since '83. I was like 6 years old the last time we won a world championship. So our windows of being a good baseball team is going to be smaller anyway. Because like you said with the Yankees, they always going to have money. They're in the big media market. They get like $100 million in cable revenue. The Orioles don't get a so that's always going to be a small window for the Orioles. I don't think the window's closed because you still got young players still pretty good. Kobe Mayo, Sam Basayo, Dylan Beavers, the window is there. You got a good manager, you got a good GM, etc. But you're right, you missed some good opportunities not getting it done the last 2 years. I think they just weren't ready yet, like you said.
Yeah. Why do you think it's always critics of Lamar Jackson? Because the things in the media, you got First Take, you got the Smith guy. He always saying he got to get the job done. And the thing is, they don't hold Josh Allen to the same situation because the thing is, Lamar got more talent around him, so they're expecting him to win. Allen, if Buffalo get knocked out the playoffs, they ain't gonna say they gonna say, well, he didn't have talent around him, but now the Ravens they expecting them to get to the Super Bowl because they got Henry now as running back. So
I think
they not gonna allow him to if he lose to Buffalo or Kansas City, they're not going to take that at all. Not in
I
the
think
media.
there's I think they're going to be pretty hard on Josh Allen. He loses today. That's like three strikes it out. They kind of let him get away in part because he keeps losing to Kansas City. I think that's part of it. They're harder on Lamar because there's nothing like Lamar. He's one of one. Of course, it ain't going to work. He's going to run all the time. Of course, he's got they don't know. They've never seen a Lamar Jackson before. So that's why, like some people who said it wouldn't work, they're gonna keep saying that. Stephen A's problem is he's a Steeler fan. I don't pay him no mind. Why does he want Lamar to be good and he was rooting for Pittsburgh? That's his
Well,
problem.
they,
So I don't
well,
pay
they
that
always
much.
talk.
But
They
go
always
ahead.
talk about his hairline, though. That's what they always say. Right? They always tell those jokes about his hairline. He make a lot of money, He good, but he never played sports before. That's why people don't like him in the media because he never played. So he don't know. I never played, but I could have played sports. I could have been in the NBA. I could have been a star player right in the league.
There's like I think Stephen A feels the need to tell people he played college basketball for some reason. Jason Whitlock was killing him on it. It's like, man, you was like a manager or something. He scored like 1 points a game. Who cares if he played? I've been watching for 30 years. I've been watching since I was 6 years old. You don't have to
Yeah.
be there's levels to it. I agree, like from an ex-player, but my channel is just a fan's perspective. It's not from the perspective of somebody who was a player or somebody like that. I watched the Orioles win ever since I was 6. Rick Dempsey hit the home run in '83. I've been watching every year since. So if I don't know anything at all in all that time, then I know something. I've been watching all this time.
Yeah. So why do you think Lamar struggled in the playoffs like he has? Because the 2-4 record, it's not bad, but he got his first playoff win against Tennessee, the team that Henry actually played for. He won that game. It was like 17-13. But why do you think he struggled so much? Because he put too much pressure on himself. Why do you think so?
I think like his game had to evolve. I think when you're playing in the playoffs, you're playing the best team. He struggled passing more as a young player when he was younger. I think also part of the problem was the Ravens didn't have a good enough team at the wide receiver position and all that stuff. I think he had tight ends. He had things, a lot of times for years with the Ravens, you could take Mark Andrews away and then you could have some success. That's no longer the case now with Derrick Henry there and Zay Flowers emerging. You can't just take Andrews away and just beat the Ravens. And I think that's kind of what happened. On top of the fact, never been in the playoffs, young, very normal for a young player. We had Joe Flacco, who's kind of the opposite, right away winning playoff games. But a lot of young players, it takes a while. It took Peyton Manning like 7 years before he started winning in the playoffs.
Well, Zay Flowers is out today for the playoff game tonight on Amazon Prime. I don't know why it's not on regular TV, but that's another story for another day. But Zay Flowers is out, but he should be in the next game. I'm just gonna already guarantee y'all a win today because I don't think y'all losing tonight. I'll be shocked. It'll be a miracle in the Meadowlands or something. But why do you think he can beat Mahomes and company this year? And why do you think he had problems with Kansas City when he played them in the playoffs?
I think Mahomes is the best player. This modern era version of Jordan. He's just that hard to beat. There's nothing he doesn't do well. He plays well at the right times. He plays well situationally. He plays well. You know, at, his stats aren't always great. His stats have been down in the regular season because I think the talent is down around him. He doesn't have Tyreek Hill anymore. Travis Kelsey's, I think, at near the end at this point. He may retire in the offseason. So I think that's part of it. But Mahomes is just, I mean, that's just who he is. He's the guy. I usually compare him to Jordan, what he's done. This would be 9 straight AFC championships if they get there again. And they're already in the divisional round because they got the number 1 seed this year.
Who do you think gonna win it this year in the AFC?
I'm hoping it'll be the Ravens, obviously. I'd be shocked if it was anybody but the Ravens, Buffalo, or Kansas City. I would be
Okay,
shocked.
but you think Kansas City gonna repeat this year? Because everybody already saying it's a guaranteed to happen already.
Well, it's not guaranteed to happen because it hadn't happened, Dion. So it
Well,
ain't guaranteed.
a lot of people already
I
saying
do
that
think
they
if they
gonna
get
win
out of the
again.
AFC, yes, I do think if they
Well,
get.
Peter Schrager, he been predicting the right Super Bowls for the last 7 years. He said that Kansas City gonna win again, and most people say, "Oh, he's right," because he's been predicting the 7 Super Bowls in a row already.
Okay,
So most people say it's a done deal already.
it ain't happened yet. Life ain't a done deal already, man. I mean,
Well,
people said the election was a done deal. Kamala Harris, no question. It don't work like that. You got to have it first.
yeah.
it don't work like that.
Well, until they get beat this year, and I think LA got a good chance to beat them because they got Harbaugh. You got the Harbaugh brothers. I think that LA could really challenge them because they got a competent coach now and Herbert and stuff. I think they're gonna beat Houston today because Houston now got no offensive line and they can't protect. They got a good defense, but I don't think that they're gonna win this year. They're not playing Cleveland and Flacco like last year. But who do you think gonna win the championship first, the Ravens or the Orioles?
The Ravens. I think the Ravens are with Lamar Jackson at the helm. You're a lot closer to winning than the Orioles are winning the World Series. I don't think the Orioles are a World Series team quite yet. They're like in that good category. Like the football parable, the Orioles, they would be like a Green Bay Packers or something like it. A good team, but not right, not quite right there yet.
You in Pittsburgh right now today?
Am I in Pittsburgh? No. Why would I be in
You ain't covering the game.
Pittsburgh? No, man, I'm not in Pittsburgh. I am here in good old Winchester, Virginia. We're gonna watch the game on
Have
Amazon Prime.
you interviewed anybody from the Ravens, like Ray Lewis, Haloti Nada? Have you interviewed some of those guys for?
I have not. On my channel, we're gonna start doing interviews this year, players and things like that. So this is the third year. So we're ready to do some interviews, things like that. Sports media, you're gonna see that starting after the Super Bowl. You're gonna start
Yeah.
seeing some of my interviews.
Well, you want to be in the Super Bowl so you can be celebrating. That way you could not have to bring it on there for a week. You want to be at the
I,
parade in Maryland.
I let me tell you something, man. When we won the Super Bowl in 2000, there's nothing cooler than being in a town that just won the Super Bowl. It is outstanding. It is the coolest part. It was one of my favorite parts of living in Baltimore all those years was being in there when the Ravens won in 2000. It was just everybody was high fiving and people you don't even know, and it was just yeah. I mean, one guy I seen it one time. We was just right on. But it's fantastic, man. Everybody's honking their horns. It's great.
Okay, and one more thing. What do you think about the media today and stuff? Because you in the media, what do you think how the media have changed like 5 years ago compared to now with like sports and covering sports?
It's really the media has really evolved. Me and you having this conversation is the best example. You're a young person trying to do your thing, get in the media, start your channel up, and do everything. And for me, I tried to get a lot of jobs in old media, and I was blocked out. Frankly, I didn't get a job there. Past intern and really support my family and all that other stuff. And now you don't need them anymore. The Stephen A's and all that, and those guys. And you mentioned Schrager. We don't need you anymore. And they're still there. God bless them. They got to make a living, but they have to evolve to what we're doing right now. Zoom calls,
Yeah,
StreamYard,
and people
YouTube,
hate Zoom.
Video.
People hate the internet. Some people
But
don't like Zoom and stuff. They like, I just want to talk and
I mean,
talk me face to face.
I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead again. I didn't hear you.
I said some people don't like Zoom. They just want to talk face to face now. People are still old school. They still got an old school way of doing things.
Yeah, and there's a lot of gatekeeping on that part, and they're making a lot of money, and they don't like to embrace. I mean, and again, they don't need somebody like you doesn't need to deal with them anymore. You don't need like I mean, you don't know how many times I went to the Baltimore Times office, the News American office. I mean, the Afro American office trying to get a job, or these radio stations and things like that. Harvard trying to get coffee and things like that. You don't need to do that. You send me a Zoom link. You got your airtime. You could go ahead and interview people, and that's how it is now. You don't need to. I'm saying you like I'm not still in it, but a lot of people, that's the evolution, and they're embracing it as well because there's a lot of money. You even see Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. doing it as well, going online, starting YouTube channels, etc.
Yeah, and then what do you think about the Fox Sports lawsuit going on, man, with Joy Taylor and Skip Bayless? That's a lot of stuff going on, man. What do you think about these companies with all this? You got any thoughts
That goes
there?
on. I don't know what happened, so I'm gonna say allegedly. I do have thoughts. I'm gonna say alleged because you and I weren't there, so we don't know who Joy Taylor was
Yeah.
getting it in with and all that. We don't know, so we don't know that. I'll say this goes on in every workplace. I was in the service, and what the worst class we had, what you would think it was jump school, or what it was? It was sexual harassment brief. We would have it all the time, and the reason we had it all the time was because it kept happening. We incident after incident after incident. So this
What
is
the?
more normal in the workplace than what people think it is. I mean, every
Oh,
drill
okay.
we had sexual harassment. There was always a sergeant involved, 27, 28 years old, involved with some private. He ain't got no business. They had to discharge him. That happens a lot. And that's my experience with the Fox Sports thing. This is normal. This is how men and women act when they're in the same room together. They that goes on. That's just how it is.
Oh, okay. Because everybody been making a big deal of it everywhere. They was talking about you don't want to be Joy Taylor in the comment section on these shows I've been watching on YouTube and stuff. I'm like, man, why is it popping up everywhere?
And here's what a lot of men aren't going to say. They all like Joy. Joy's really pretty,
Yeah,
obviously. So they just trying to just hear the dirt, what she doing
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that
yeah,
other stuff.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well,
She's acting, she's acting like
I
a
like
little.
I like Molly from First Take though. She beautiful. She
I don't think they look that different, Molly and Joy. People disagree with me. Molly and Joy, I don't think they look that different. They kind of
oh,
like,
okay.
but I don't know. Yeah, they're like, yeah, it's the
But it
same type of thing. Yeah.
But it was nice having you on, Charles, man. I'm gonna have you on again to see how the Ravens progress in the playoffs, man, because that's the big topic. Baseball season ain't here yet, so
Hopefully, we'll be talking about a Ravens victory next time we get a chance to talk to you.
okay. All right. See you, man.
Thank you, sir. You have a great day.
You too.